my racks, okay, they are definitely color coded.
It's so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So thank you for being here and being tolerant of my technology problems.
No, I don't know. Maybe because it's like my privacy settings on Facebook, it wouldn't allow. I have no idea, but I'm glad we're making it happen on Instagram instead.
Yeah, we started 12:15. Like we totally planned to, right?
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Yep. All right. So, do you want to just tell us where you're coming from and where you are and what you do?
Sure. Okay, so I am Raven Roberts. I am a celebrity fashion stylist. I currently live in New York City, but I'm originally from California.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's so cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That vibe about you makes sense. All right. So, I'm originally from New York City too, and I live here in Mystic, Connecticut, and so that was like totally your vibe. I was like, yes, spend more time with me.
Connected. I can retreat.
And look, I wore this shirt for you because it's bright colored. And
I love it.
An opposing color on my pants, and I wore. You taught me about a like, oh my gosh, what's like the big bright thing, like your watch?
Oh, like a statement piece earring or something. Yes.
For our discussion today.
I love it. I love a good like statement earring. I have my big hoops on today, so we're ready to go.
So excited. All right, so tell us some tips and like how you've gotten into fashion, why fashion's so important to you.
I have always been into fashion. I think it's in my blood, in my DNA. My parents were both very like fashionable people and really into just like the industry. My mom was like, she worked as like a model and she worked in like high-end retail for a really long time and really just loved fashion and shopping and all of those things. So she said one of my first words was mall. So that's just what it was. And I knew exactly what it was. I would point and be like, mall, mommy, mall. And so it was inevitable that I would be working in fashion. Fashion to me is so important because it's the first statement that you make. Before you speak, before anything, people see what you're wearing and what you look like. So people make assumptions based on how you look, what you're wearing, sometimes even who you're wearing, and how you kind of put everything together. And that's important, especially being a fashion stylist. I constantly go into rooms where no one knows that that's what I do. And even if I'm in the jeans and a t-shirt, I look put together enough to where they're like, oh, I can see that about you once I tell them what I do. So that's what you want people to say when they see what you're wearing. You don't want them to be like, oh, okay, cool.
Right, you want a big impression. Okay.
Yes.
I love that was your first word. All right, so you've been in this for a long time, right? Since birth and childhood, and your mom was a model. That's amazing. And so how can you help, right, the person who's not really into Fashion Week, right? People maybe like myself and other people like we met at our retreat 2-3 weeks ago now. There was a whole bunch of women business owners who aren't all into fashion at all, but I think everybody was writing down tips that like really apply to them and kids, which is so comforting and relatable. And that's what I love about you is that I'm not really into fashion and I still got something incredibly important out of what you spoke about.
I love that because to me, you don't have to be quote unquote fashionable or like into fashion to look well put together. Right. That's the whole purpose. Like you want people, especially as business women and as business people, to be like, hey, I want to learn from you because I want to look the way that you look, you know? And if you're running a business and you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to tell people like, oh, you should also be an entrepreneur, but you look haggard all the time, people are not going to want to learn how to be an entrepreneur from you. Like, they're going to be like, I'm good. No, like, you seem very stressed and I don't want to be very stressed and like not look good at the same time. So literally we just talked about how to take what you're doing and level it up. So whatever that might be, I know you and I talked about just like you're very much into certain colors. You like certain colors, you're about certain colors. And we talked about monochromatic looks. Monochromatic looks are an amazing way to level up your look. So if you're an all black person, you're already winning and killing the game. If you do any kind of color blocking, so you have on your green shirt today, you can do that with, if you really want to be loud, you can do it with a pink pant, an orange pant, a navy pant to kind of bring it down a little bit, or even black. You can do it with white in the summertime. So there's so many options of ways that you can level up your look that's conducive for you. While at the retreat and talking to the women, a lot of people equate being fashionable with being trendy, and that's not what it's about. Like, I never, even my celebrity clients, want them to be in like Gucci down to the socks, because to me that's not fashionable. If you just go to one head to toe and into it, it's not bringing your personality out in your clothing, and that's what you want to speak. You want people to see you in the things that you wear. So that's the biggest thing. If you are wanting to try trends, you don't have to wear every single trend. You know, definitely don't spend a lot of money on them, because they may be around for a season, possibly two, and you don't want to spend $600 on a neon top that you're going to wear 3 times. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So I just always say, like, find ways for things that work for you. And just, you know, we talked about small ways to level up your look by tucking it, excuse me, by like tucking in your shirt, adding a belt. Statement pieces are great, like your earrings. My glasses are a big statement for me. So just kind of figure out those things. I think when I talked to you, I also loved your glasses. There was another person that I love their glasses. Because I wear glasses, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm trying to find other glasses that I could also incorporate in what I'm doing, and possibly wear as well. I usually wear these in a clear frame, depending on what I'm wearing. I would wear either my black frame or my clear frame to go with my look. And small things like that are a great way to level up your look. So you're not in the same frames every single time, or you're coordinating your frames to your outfit, so then you look even more polished together. My black frames are very stark, so if I'm wearing like an all cream outfit, I don't want to wear my black frames. I want to wear my clear frames. So yeah, so just little touches like that, I think, are what help to elevate your look and just take it to the next level. Like I said, you don't have to be fashionable to look well put together.
I love it. That's so insightful and so concise. It's beautiful. And yeah, I think I learned so much. I think even monochrome, right? Like, I think I had a perception of, it looks, if you don't have the same matching blacks, right? It looks like you got the wrong suits put to, like, the pants didn't match. But you were right. You pointed out some people that were wearing different colors, like red, or like different, right? Different shades, even like chamois, right? Sorry, I'm calling you out, right? He was wearing all black, all different tones, and I would have been really like concerned about wearing that. That perceived as being like I wasn't paying attention, when it was very much an intentional choice, and it obviously worked on him, and it would work on anybody, I think. So
I think it works. You just have to be tonal is the biggest thing. Blacks are a little bit hard because, you know, our blacks fade and things like that. So it is a little bit harder to wear, you know, a faded black that has faded over time. If it came like that, then it's fine. But it's sometimes harder with the blacks. You can definitely do it, especially I do it with like gray tones as well, and mixing those in with my blacks. But it's all about a tonal look. Like, I did pretty much a tonal look the other day for Fashion Week, but I had on like sequins pants, a white t-shirt, and a like cream fur. It was all in the same kind of tone, because the sequins pants were like a silver sequence, but like the undertone was a beige. So like everything kind of went together, and I looked very tonal and very put together without wearing all beige head to toe.
Right.
You know?
Those sequin pants are my new favorite thing. I will track them down. They're so cool. That's great. So yes, we can do tones. And you're, what are do you want to go through the trends for this year, in case anyone's really into that? That's not my strength or place of genius, but
the trends for this year, I'm like, because they are ever changing. So the biggest thing is making sure. So I'm going to pull them up really quickly.
Yeah. Okay. You can't go any slower than how many different issues we have getting us started. So and I'll take this moment to anyone on Facebook. You can see Raven on my Instagram feed over at Grounded Therapist, or you can just watch me nod a lot and listen to her advice, which is super fine, and I'll decide how to edit this later, but I didn't want to turn off the Facebook feed because people are popping in and out. So you can listen if you're on Facebook and scrolling by.
So the trends for this season are, there's a bunch. You can literally just Google trends for whatever season we're in. So right now it's spring 2020. There might be a few extra for summer, and then once we get into fall, you can do the same thing. Vogue, Elle, Harper's Bazaar, they will all do a roundup. For the most part, they'll have the same things. Some of them will go further as far as like shoe trends or bag trends, accessory trends. Some of them will have different trends, but for the most part, they'll have the same kind of overlapping trends. So for this season, for spring, it's the disco collar. 70s is still very much in. So a disco collar is just a very wide collar with pointed tips. You're going to just look for something with an oversized collar. I haven't seen much of it in the stores lately, mainly just because spring is just starting to roll out. So as people drop their new spring items, you'll see more of this in the stores and be able to pick them up and purchase them. So you're just going to look for like a wide collar. Again, if that's not what you're into and you're not like, you try it on and you're like, I look like a clown, do not buy it. Okay? Like
that is such great advice. Because yeah, right. Even if it's trendy, like some neon colors look terrible on me. I'm very pale most of the winter, and like a neon green or like yellow will just make me look like a corpse, right? And you don't want to get therapy from someone who looks like they're dying. So that would be something I avoid, even if it's on trend. Even though I try
exactly. Like I own no neon. I don't like. It's not like I've seen things and I'm like, oh, maybe I should get it, and then I'm like, Raven, how many times are you really gonna wear this neon shirt? Probably once. You're good. Like, you know, so there's only been one item that I was like, oh my gosh, I really want this like neon puffer. I didn't buy it. I'm not sad because I didn't. Like, it's totally fine. So even the people who are the most fashionable aren't gonna be using every single trend. The next trend is crochet. So anything that looks knitted, especially with some skin showing, a little peak. This is probably not appropriate for the office, but you know, maybe after work or on the weekends, you can definitely try this trend. Hot pants, again, not good for the office, but it's going to be a shorter short. Anything that hits about mid-thigh or higher. Definitely play with this. If you're not one for, you know, a tiny short, it's okay. You don't have to wear it. I think I have like one pair of hot pants. I'm not big into like super short things, so I hardly ever wear them, but I do have them. So if you want to try it, try things on in the store first before just purchasing something and being like, oh, I'm going to make it work, and then you keep it beyond the return period, and now you're stuck with it and you never wear it. So I'm an advocate of trying everything on. Neon, again, this trend has like transcended over, I think, the last at least 2 to 3 seasons. It's really big. I know people who love neon. One of my friends would wear neon head to toe, and she loves it. Again, it wasn't really for me. You can definitely add it in a shirt or in something in your shoe, or, you know, it doesn't have to be head to toe. Just add it in how you see fit. Maybe it's a pair of glasses if that's what you're really into, or a bag, something that you don't have on your person the entire day. But add it in how you feel comfortable, not just being like, oh, I want to wear neon and it's a trend, so I should wear it head to toe. Like, you can still wear a neon bag and be trendy.
Well, I love that. That's actually I want to make sure we go, like, point that out, because you're right. It doesn't have to be like I'm wearing a neon shirt all day or like the entire day, even if it's on a weekend, right? You can have a piece that comes on and off, like a purse, or maybe even a belt or something that you can add on and take off, so that it's not too bright and obnoxious the entire time.
Exactly. Like, just add them in how you see fit and what you're comfortable with. That's the biggest thing, because you don't want to, I tell clients, I tell my friends that I go shopping with, I try to push them as much as possible to be like, hey, I think this would look amazing on you. You should try it on. And if they're like, well, I don't really look good in this, and like, I just kind of side-eye them. But I say, if you're going to take this home and every time you put it on, you're going to find a reason why you shouldn't wear it, do not buy it. I said, but if you're going to put it on and you're going to wear it because I'm telling you that you look good in it, then buy it. But I was like, but I'm not going to be with you when you're getting dressed. So if you don't want to wear it and you're not, you know, going to wear it like maybe 1 or 2 times, don't buy it. And so that's the biggest thing about pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, but enough to where you actually are using the items that you're purchasing and not just like purchasing things to be like, oh, I want to be trendy, so I'm just going to purchase it. And then it sits in your closet for 3 seasons and now you've never worn it.
Right. Okay. Love it.
So the next one is Bermuda shorts. Bermuda shorts are going to be longer. They're going to be about at your knee. Maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit longer. Anything below your knee is going to be considered like a culotte or a like cropped pant. So you want to make sure for the Bermuda shorts that it stays at your knee or right below it. 60s prints. Vintage is really big. Probably for the last like at least 5 years, we've gone from the 80s to the 90s to the 70s to the 60s. From silhouettes to prints to the disco collar, you name it. Vintage inspired things are really, really big. So 60s prints are going to be larger prints, floral prints. You can definitely just Google 60 prints and find something that works for you. This kind of trend, if you don't want to just have it in your wardrobe all the time, especially with vintage, you can find vintage at thrift stores, at secondhand stores, on Etsy. Like, you don't have to spend a lot of money trying to find like a vintage inspired designer. You can actually get vintage and then still be on trend. Feathers or another one. Again, you don't have to show up in a feather gown to the office. You can have a feather bag. You can have, you know, a feather, like I've seen necklaces, bracelets, whatever, that you don't have to have like a full feather moment, you know, walking into brunch and people are like, ma'am, what's going on? But if that's what you want to do it. Okay? Like, don't do anything that, like, if you want to be in a full neon on Saturday, ma'am, wear your full neon on Saturday. Like, no one's saying that you can't do it. It's just if you don't want to do it, that's also okay. Like, go with what you want to do. If you want to wear feathers to brunch, wear them to brunch. Okay? Then vests are really big. This is, again, another, like, 70s moment. You can do a leather vest. You can do a suiting vest. And this is for women. So a lot of menswear things are coming in to women's wear, as they always do. So this is one of those menswear inspired trends. The vest is really big this season. I will probably not be wearing a vest, but if you want to wear a vest, go get you a vest. Also, another good item to thrift if you're not going to be wearing it all the time. You can find them in the men's section, possibly in the women's section, and then rock it that way. Another big kind of like surprising trend for the spring is leather. You don't want like a super thick leather. Make sure you go for something that's a little bit more lightweight. Maybe you do a leather skirt that's a little bit shorter so you're not burning up, especially when it's humid in New York. We don't want you passing out on the streets. So go for what your climate can allow. Okay, if it's 100 degrees in LA, you do not want to wear leather. Okay, so go with that. You can definitely do a vegan option as well if you're really into animals and all of those things. You can do a vegan leather, but that's a trend for this spring. I have some like vegan leather shorts that I'll definitely be rocking this spring. Polka dots are a huge trend. Again, do them how you see fit. I have a sheer top that has polka dots on it that I wore. It was a great buy. I'm definitely one to not. I don't buy a lot of things full price. That was an item that I bought full price because I loved it, fell in love with it, and I have like some polka dot heels that I'll throw on with different outfits and things like that to make some prints. So I may throw that on with like a striped look. I can even throw it on with this because the polka dots are black and white. So you can, once again, you can be head to toe polka dot. I know I've seen a lot of that in H&M and Zara lately. So you can do the head to toe. You can mix it with a stripe. I've seen an amazing stripe skirt in H&M just yesterday that you can definitely mix with a polka dot top.
Ooh, Okay, yeah. Let's talk about mixing prints because that's challenging, but people can do it, and you're the one who's going to help us figure it out.
It is not that hard. You definitely, to mix prints, there's kind of two base rules. The first one is like the rule of everything, is to have the same color coming in. So you want either one or two colors, even three, that match the print of the one you're trying to match. So for this, I have worn this with, like I said, this has like black, white, blue, gold, and red. I can wear this with my black and white polka dot shoes. I can wear this with something that is more like blue and red. I can wear it with something that's red and black, like that, but it may have other colors in it as well. It's just you want to make sure that you're matching one of the colors at least from both prints, and you want them to be very similar, if not the same exact tone. And it's super easy to do that. Like yesterday, or not yesterday, a few days ago, I did a mixing prints. I had on a leopard coat and I had on a floral dress. And the floral dress had like browns in it, so it pulls in that leopard with the brown, and it was perfect. I had originally thought about wearing it with my leopard shoes, but I ended up wearing it with a leopard coat and some black boots, and it worked fabulously because of the undertones that matched in both prints. The other one is if you have the same print but different colors. That's a great way to mix prints. It looks so chic, so pulled together, because at first glance people don't really understand like what their eye is doing. And they don't see, they either see the print but then don't see that it's like two different colors and like what's going on here, like this looks the same but it's different. Or they see that there is some maybe similar colors and they're like, wait, is this the same print? So you can definitely do that. You can do something that's a smaller print and a larger print. So if you want to do polka dots, you can do polka dots. It can be two different colorways, but maybe one's a smaller polka dot, maybe one's a larger polka dot. So yeah, there's so many different ways to mix and match prints. If you ever want to try it, I definitely suggest Pinterest. Pinterest is my favorite thing. I'm constantly pinning things to my inspo board of outfits that I want to try, colorways that I want to try, things that I want to find when I go shopping. And it's great because it's handheld. You can take it like, oh, well, let me go through here and see like what kind of outfit could go with this luncheon that I'm attending, or this gala that I have to go to, or a friend's birthday dinner, whatever it might be. You may have inspo in your board and you're like, oh, well, this is cute. Let me see if I can put something together like this. And definitely start with your closet first. That is the biggest thing. I think the fundamentals to a great wardrobe is a closet, like a great closet. Not the things that you have in it. Of course, that definitely does help, but the way that you organize it will help you get dressed faster and help you put things together in a more informed way.
Yeah, and so that was so much amazing information, and I think so much to process and putting together all the different types of styles. For the closet, since it's right behind you, do you want, because it's funny, I organize my clothes by like this type of shirts, like long sleeve shirt, short sleeve shirt, and skirt, so I know like here's my tops, here's my bottoms. You added this like color coordination piece that really blew my mind. I haven't implemented it yet, but I am definitely considering doing it.
Yes.
I want to kind of go over that in our last little bit of time here.
Of course. So I have had my closet color coordinated since as far as I can remember, basically since high school, if not before then. I've always had my closet color coordinated, and it changes. Now it is color coordinated by color. As you can see, it starts from white and goes all the way to black. And it's a gradient. I have had it in the past where all of my shirts were together, all of my pants were together, all my jackets were together. And I then color coordinated in those subsections. So that when I'm thinking of an outfit to say like, okay, so I want to wear a white top, I'm not searching for that white top. It's literally, here's the white top section. I can pull it out. And the way that my closet is color coordinated now, it goes in those sections as well. So it's not just like I have a blue section and everything's kind of everywhere. It's like I have tops, then I have dresses, then I have pants, then I have, all of these things. So I know exactly where to go for when I'm looking for something to to match it with. This dress, I wear like a sweater over it all the time. Not all the time, like in the winter, I'll layer it with a sweater. If I'm looking for a blue sweater, I don't have to search my entire closet. I can literally just go right here, pull out this blue sweater. That's pretty much the one that I wear with it, and throw it on. I have a red sweatshirt. I go to my red section, pull that out, throw it on, and it's not like I have to search my entire closet or that entire section looking for my red sweatshirt, like that one red sweatshirt that might be like sandwiched in between something else because I don't have much room on my racks. So, yeah.
All right. That was amazing. So in our last couple of minutes, make sure you're able to promote yourself all over the place. So how can people find you and get your services?
So you can find me at _Raven Roberts. So it's where I'm linked here on this live. You can see my styling work at Stylist Raven Roberts. My website is style.ravenroberts / styling services for styling services. I am starting a course on how to level up your looks, basically teaching you from your closet how to organize it, how to put the looks together that are already in your closet, and how to shop like I shop, because a lot of people do not know how to shop. So teaching you how to shop and scan the stores, shop quickly, how to put things together, thinking about what's in your closet and whatnot. And then also, once you learn how to organize your closet, once you learn how to shop, how to put everything together. So we'll be covering all of that in my course. I believe it's going to be probably like end of March, early April. And you can find that in the link in my @_Raven Roberts bio. There's like a little bit of a quiz and questionnaire that you go through first, just to kind of see where you're at as far as style wise. Again, you don't have to be a fashionista. This is just trying to help you level up where you're at now, so you're not feeling overwhelmed when you're shopping, and you're not feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm not fashionable. Like, it is what it is. If you dress for comfort, if you dress for other people, if you just dress for yourself, this course is for you.
Right, that sounds amazing. And can people hire you just to like come and go through and tear up their closet?
Yes, so that is all on my styling services page. You can hire me for wardrobe consultations, closet consultations. You can hire me to shop with you. You can do all of those things on my it's a styling services page on my blog, and I think that's also listed in like the link in my bio.
Okay, great. So people can find you, and just to wrap things up, I'm so grateful. Tons of people have come in and out. I did a live meditation crickets because it's so early in the morning, but that's okay. I enjoyed myself.
Me too.
I'm really grateful for you and for all the people who've come in and out and waved and been a part of this. And I feel like we can do so many fun things in the future.
Yes.
I'm grateful for everybody who's out there, and my website is groundedtherapist.com. You can check me out at Grounded Therapist. And I apologize to you poor people on Facebook people have still popped in watching me just go right this whole time, but I will try and kind of like put these pieces together so that there's a thing on Facebook as well. And I'm sure we'll be in touch. Thank you so much, Raven. I am very I know I'm already making changes to what I wear and how I mix my pieces together because of briefly talking to you a couple weeks ago, and now we get more information. So thank you.
That's what makes me happy is anytime you guys tag me in the things like, look, I leveled up my look. Like, do you see what I did here? And I'm like, because they're practical tools that people don't always know they can utilize, or like, oh, well, that was so simple, and yes, now I do look more put together. So yeah, I'm so happy.
All right, thanks, Raven, for tolerating all my technical problems, and I'm sure we'll talk soon. Bye.
Yes, talk to you soon. Bye, guys.